Hey guys, this is Benji once again coming from Student Source, and here we are today in Salt Lake City, USA. I'm from Zimbabwe, alright, as you guys know. I'm here in America as an international student, as most of you. I know you're struggling with getting jobs and everything. Today we're interviewing Kris Cottrell. He's a professional outsourcer. Let's go hear what he has to say. So, good morning, Kris. Thanks for joining us. Benjamin.
Thank you. Great to meet you. Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Alright, so let's get right to business.
Okay.
So, you are into outsourcing.
Yes.
Okay, so could you please explain to us what exactly that is, what that entails?
Yes. So outsourcing is basically I go and I find a company that has a need. They need some work done.
Okay.
And I then find somebody to do the work. Most of the time it's offshore, it's outside of the United States, but it isn't just US companies. So you can do it with companies in Europe, companies in Canada, in probably South Africa, anywhere that that you can find a less expensive labor market than where these people have the need. There's an opportunity.
So you can take it wherever it has to go in the world.
Exactly.
Wherever the materials are, wherever it's cheaper, you can just make it happen.
That's right.
Okay, so you can basically go into any industry virtually and find somewhere where a job could be outsourced, and then
as long as they have jobs that require a computer and a phone, and are not too there's not a real specific knowledge base, that might be harder to find. So it's more kind of just general stuff. You know, if it's really specialized, they're probably better off to do that themselves or hire their own person and train them. But for the most part, you know, I have call center people, programmers, medical coders, transcriptionists, logo makers, social media and design, people that make websites, web design, you know, different marketing things, research, lead generation. I mean, it's endless.
Yep.
And it's like what I tell people is because they're concerned about having, you know, how do I manage somebody on the other side of the world? Isn't that hard? And I say, well, do you have a secretary? And that's the other thing, secretaries. You have a secretary? Yeah. Is she in your office? Like in your office? No. She has her own office. Well, if you didn't walk over there and see her, you would still know she was there, and you can communicate by phone, or you could send her a chat, or you could Skype with her. Yeah. It's the same thing. She's in the office next door. It's just a long ways away.
Yep. We're virtually all together anyway.
The world is flat.
Exactly.
That's right.
What educational qualifications do you have to know where to look?
Great question. That's the beauty of this product for students, because you don't have to be an executive. You know, you don't have to have a shirt and tie. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have any education really. You just have to be able to be trained well enough to know what opportunities there are and how to marry people. That's really what you're doing. You're a matchmaker, right? In fact, I'll give you an example. I had one guy, college student, and it was almost on a bet, if you will. You know, I told him, I said, I can show you how to make a couple $100 in 15 minutes if you want. And he's no way, you can't do that. I said, yes, I can. So I showed him how to do sketch drawings. I showed him how to outsource sketch drawings. I showed him how to just go to a company, walk in with a sketch drawing, which is they put them on the front of when you come to somebody's web page. Oftentimes you'll see a hand and a voice talking, and it's drawing a picture, and you're kind of mesmerized, like you want to see what they're drawing next. That's what I mean by sketch drawing. So I showed him how to do that for $25, and I showed him how to go and make one, and then take it to a business and offer it to them. And they'll say how much we want it, and I said just throw out a number, and he threw out $250, and they said we'll take it. They took 2 of them, and it took him 20 minutes to make it.
$500 right there.
If you're going to school for what purpose?
To make money.
To make money. You're going to learn a skill so that you can apply it and get paid for that and make money.
Sure.
Then why not find all different avenues to make money? And that's what this is. It provides students with a new avenue how they can make money while they go to school. And I'm all for education. I would say go get a degree. But this is something you can do to enhance it. You can do alongside of it. Or you can do full-time and replace it eventually if you want.
So I'm going to school and I'm an international student, and as international students, the work opportunities are like scarce for us. It's just not a good time. All our friends have jobs, and then we're just sitting and bored, and we're like, oh, what am I going to do?
That's not good.
So what can you do for us? How can we work with you?
Okay. So what you can do is you can, I have some trainings, we can talk about that later if you want, but I have a way to train you on how to learn exactly what I do. You don't have to, you're the boss of you. You don't have to go fill out a resume and have somebody hire you. It's like business in a box. It's basically your own business. And you go out and you follow the steps that I lay out for you, and I show you how to go to show you how to go to businesses, what kind of businesses, what opportunities there are. I show you where to find the places to place them, where you find these inexpensive labor pools, and you can do it from your dorm room, anywhere. Some of the, it doesn't matter what country you're in or what skill sets you have. I mean, some people aren't as comfortable going and talking to people, so I even developed some software that right online helps bring up some opportunities to, you can kind of hide behind the keyboard, if you will, and bid on things and get some more.
So this is like one of those scams from the internet, how we hear that people are making money from home, but you're saying this actually works. We can actually make money doing this.
This is how I make a living every day.
Okay.
This is my job. So my job isn't to sell you a product. Mm-hmm. My job, this is what I do. And I'll give you want some examples? I'll give you some examples.
Sure.
So I have, just before I walked in here, I was on the phone with a gentleman who was talking about some customer service.
Okay.
And what he's doing is he's got people calling him. He's getting about 3,000 calls a month, and he's got a couple of people taking calls. He doesn't know what to do with the rest of the phone calls. Mm-hmm. So he said, "Do you have any thoughts on that?" I said, "Yeah. Why don't we take a couple of people from a center that I have in the Philippines, and let's have them take some of the calls. They obviously can't handle that many calls. Mm-hmm. Let's have them take a few of the calls. You come up with a little script, and let's have them go ahead and try and see if they can generate a lead, which is what you want to do."
Okay.
He's like, "Well, that sounds like a good. How much would you charge me?" I said, "Well, how much are you paying now?" He said, "Well, the people that we've tried, we pay $12 to $15 an hour, plus because of healthcare, we have to give them benefits, plus taxes,
a lot more,
plus a computer, plus a building that they have to have them in, plus a supervisor, and you start rolling all those costs in. He's $17 to $20 an hour." I said, "Well, I'll do it for you for $8.50 an hour, flat rate. That's all you have to do." He's like,
irresistible.
Right, and he's like, "Okay, well, I'll take 3 of them. So if you take 3 people,
okay, and
you times it by, I don't know if you have a phone or a calculator here. If somebody can hand me a phone real quick. But if you take $8.50 times, here, hand me a phone real fast. Someone in our studio audience with a calculator. So if you take $8.50 times 160 hours a month times 3, it's $4,080 a month.
Right.
That's gross. What
Yep.
I'm going to gross, right? Mm-hmm. But I have to minus out what I'm going to pay these people, right? So I pay these people $300 a month.
Okay.
So that's minus $900, right? Because there's 3 of them. So there's a net profit of $3,180. So in one phone call, because at the end of the phone call he said, "I'd like to try that for a month."
Obviously.
I just made, in American dollars, $3,180. What happened is I saw a need for other people to learn this, that I could help people, because I had a friend, and his name is Brian, and Brian lost his job. So you maybe compare him to an international student. He couldn't find a job,
couldn't get
right?
a job. Just same as us. Same
yeah, he
place.
just struggled. Couldn't
Yeah.
find a job. And I asked him one day. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm sending out resumes." I said, "Well, how many resumes are you sending out?" He said, "My goal is I send out 60 to 70 resumes a day, and typically I'll hear back from 1 or 2 people, and then, you know, as it filters down the assembly line, I might get an interview out of 1 or 2 of those." And as the months went on, this wasn't weeks, as the months went on, he was unemployed for a year. He was doing that every day for a year. And he's an educated, he's a good guy, just opportunities were hard.
Yeah, the economy.
Yeah, exactly. It was during the recession time. So he was discouraged, and I felt bad because I was golfing and making money and building other businesses while I slept. I was getting paid while I was asleep at night. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I can show him how to do it. So I went to his house and I tried to explain it like I'm doing now, and it's kind of hard to grasp a little bit, and, you know, like, what is that? How do you do?
How does that work?
Yeah, how do you do that? I mean, you know, if it sounds too good to be true, it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, is this a ripoff?
Typically.
Right. And so as I walked him through it, I could see I needed to like organize it. And so I went and I made modules, and I made step-by-step instructions for him so that he would know how to do exactly what I do. Then I took it to him. I'm like, "Okay, watch this. This will explain it so you know it's legitimate and everybody's happy and it's above board." And so he did, and he was excited, and he started to do it and make money, and got him out of his, you know, doldrum and feeling bad about himself. And so then I realized, you know what, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of Brians out there for whatever circumstance, right? It's not anything he did or what anybody else did.
I'm a Brian right now.
Yeah, so I'm talking to Brian Benjamin, right? So, and when I realized that especially international students really could use this product, it was a no-brainer. I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna market it to them and help a ton of people they have no other options, and so I don't know. So you heard about it, here we are, and you're interviewing me. But honestly, I am as average Joe as you'll ever find. I really am.
Who makes money playing golf?
Normal IQ, normal, you know, I'm fat, I'm not athletic or anything, but I've learned how to do this, and the competition, we were talking before we came on the show here, the competition, there isn't a lot of people doing it. Now, big companies...
It's not a big market.
Big companies outsource their own. Well, the competition, the market is huge. The opportunity to find work and do it is endless. I mean, there is so many opportunities to find to outsource, but the competition, the number of Krises out there, I only know a handful myself. Now, some companies, you know, IBM and, you know, some of these big companies, they're already...
They definitely do it.
They do it in-house themselves, and they'll
That's
open
where I
their
heard
own...
of it only.
They'll open their own sites, but for the, you know,
Business.
mid-size and smaller, those companies aren't doing it themselves. They don't know how to do it.
And there's so many new and small and growing businesses right now, small, medium enterprises in America.
That's right.
That it's just a booming market.
Well,
and
same thing in Europe. I mean, you go to Europe, and people are looking for ways to save money. I mean, especially with what's happening with Russia right now, you know, and how that's going to affect different countries and who's loaned them money, and I mean, people are looking to save money. Businesses are looking for ways to save. They're looking for ways to be profitable.
Yep.
It helps them. That's why this isn't something that you walk in like, you know, you're going in and say, hey, I want to talk to you about your insurance or about your toiletries or something like that.
How much you're making.
And they're like, oh gosh, I got to listen to another spill about my... You're coming in and saying, hey, I can save you money on all of these types of employees you may have to hire.
And everyone's trying to save money.
Yeah, so tell me more about it. They don't... the door stays open because, I mean, what are they going to say? Oh, I would rather pay more and lose money. That's what I've thought about it, and I don't really want to be profitable. And what are they going to say to
one
that?
says that.
It's a simple sell. It's like, here it is. Now, there are reasons, legitimate reasons why some companies can't or opt not to do it, but for the most part, it's a real easy conversation everywhere you go.
And what I like about it is you can get connected to any company around the world and then say, hey, I can still get this at a cheaper price for you.
Correct.
And they'll jump right on it.
Right, that's right.
Okay, so as an international student, I want to know, we all do, how can we get into this? How can we get in on the deal here?
Okay, well, the key word there is student. So you're a student.
Mhm.
And as a student, you need to do your studies,
Definitely.
right? So that's going to take some of your time. I don't know, international students, do you have a lot of extra time as well besides your studies?
I do. I feel like I have a lot of free time in my hands.
Okay.
Really.
And so everyone else may as well, right? I guess if you can't work when you're in a different country, but the key word is students. And so whether you're taking your time and studying, or you're like me, I'm done with school and I'm taking my time to do other things that I enjoy, there's plenty of time for that, because this doesn't take a lot of time. You can do this very easily while you're a student, and because once it's set up and going, there's a little heavy lifting up front, not to the point where you can't go to school, right? You work a few hours a day doing it. Once it's up and going, you're making money while you're going to school. It isn't like you're trading your time to go, I have to go to a job for 6 hours, then I go to school for 4 hours. You're going to your school for 4 hours, you're working a couple hours on this, and
More
it
like
produces
investment.
Exactly, and it's producing this passive income where you're getting paid while you're not going to school.
Okay.
You know, when you're not in school, I should say.
So once I'm done with that, I've invested already. I can go back to class to my biology final, whatever, and the money's still coming in because
Correct.
it's already running.
Exactly, you're making money while you study. Now you're getting paid while your friends
To go to school.
While your friends are going to their job,
Uh-huh.
and right now, you know, you may be feeling bad if you don't have a job and you're bored. Now, while they're going to their job, you're now throwing a football or kicking a soccer ball or playing rugby or whatever you want to do, and you're getting paid while you're doing what you want.
Probably more than them, because as a student,
absolutely.
you no qualifications, you're making minimum wage. And
Right.
It's
Working.
horrible.
Yeah. Look at your options as a student. As a student, you can work fast food. You can work retail. You can.
those are your options.
Well, or you can. People now want you to do an internship where it's like slave labor. They're not going to. Yeah, or nothing at all, or very little, to learn a skill. This way, you're learning a skill and you're getting paid this passive income. And so, really, if anyone who's interested and wants to do this, you've been kind enough to put a link at the bottom of the page. You said you'd be able to do that. Just click on that link, whoever wants to do it. Follow the instructions. It'll lead you right down the path, right down the tube of exactly how to do it. And the next steps are laid out very clearly, how to get the product and begin making money.
We're going to put a link here right on the video. It's going to just pop up here probably on your face or something, like this is how you make money for international kids. Thank you so much, Kris, for coming on our show.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me and
I
taking
am
the time.
definitely going to jump on that. I'm going to go get my package right now. And
Very good.
Make some money.
All right. Well, call me if you have any questions. There's a place on there to get hold of me, so I'll help you all I can.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.